Comprehensive summary of the entire chapter. Chapter 20 brought together the core principles that define what it means to be a true real estate professional in today's national real estate environment. Everything in this chapter connected ethics, law, professionalism, and consumer protection into a single framework. By understanding these principles, a licensee is better equipped to navigate complex transactions, avoid violations, and uphold the highest standards of the industry. Below is a complete chapter-level summary that ties together all 4 major sections into one cohesive, textbook-style review. Summary of Chapter 20. Chapter 20 began by establishing the aims of professional conduct, emphasizing that modern real estate practice is shaped by 3 major sources: federal laws, state licensing regulations, and self-governing ethical codes developed by industry groups. These 3 sources collectively shape a professional environment that demands honesty, competence, non-discrimination, full disclosure, and respect for clients and the public. The chapter explained that professional ethics serve not only as moral guidelines, but as legal imperatives that protect consumers and minimize liability. The second major part of the chapter introduced fair housing laws, which form the backbone of equal opportunity in real estate. The chapter traced the evolution of fair housing protections, beginning with the Civil Rights Act of 1866, which prohibits racial discrimination in all property transactions. Executive Order 11,063 expanded protections by preventing discrimination in federally supported housing programs. The Civil Rights Act of 1968 created Title VIII, known today as the Fair Housing Act, addressing discrimination based on race, color, religion, and national origin, later expanded to include sex, disability, and familial status. Students also learned how local zoning practices cannot be used to discriminate, how HUD enforces these laws, and how the courts interpret violations. The chapter explored illegal discriminatory practices, including steering, blockbusting, redlining, discriminatory advertising, unequal services, and misrepresentation. Several examples demonstrated how these violations occur in real-world situations. Federal laws supporting fair financing were introduced as well, such as the Equal Credit Opportunity Act and the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act, both designed to ensure impartial loan underwriting and prevent discriminatory lending patterns. The Americans with Disabilities Act was also discussed, clarifying its role in ensuring accessibility in public accommodations and commercial facilities. The chapter explained when ADA applies to real estate, what types of buildings must meet accessibility standards, and how reasonable modifications or accommodations must be made for people with disabilities. The third major section addressed professional practices, which explain how ethical standards and laws are applied in daily real estate work. These practices include maintaining market knowledge, understanding current laws, and recognizing the limits of the licensee's professional role. Duties to clients include fiduciary obligations such as loyalty, disclosure, confidentiality, and accurate representation of material facts. Duties to customers require honesty, transparency, and truthful advertising. Disclosure rules outline when a licensee must reveal compensation arrangements, ownership interests, known defects, or their identity as a licensed professional. The chapter emphasized that non-discrimination is not optional, but required by both legal standards and ethical expectations. Professional relationships involve respectful cooperation with other agents, avoiding conflicts with existing agency relationships, and using arbitration to settle disputes. Finally, the chapter concluded with a wrap-up emphasizing how all these pieces form a unified vision of professional real estate conduct. A real estate professional must protect clients' interests, serve customers honestly, follow fair housing laws in both spirit and practice, maintain accurate records, and treat colleagues and competitors with professional respect. Together, these elements preserve public trust in the real estate industry and help create a fair, ethical, and lawful marketplace. Discussion. Why must a real estate professional understand both federal fair housing laws and state licensing rules? Answer. Because federal laws protect the public's right to equal housing opportunity, while state licensing rules ensure professional competence and ethical practice. Together, they create a complete framework for lawful, responsible real estate conduct. How does ethical behavior influence the long-term success of a real estate career? Answer. Ethical behavior builds trust, prevents legal problems, improves client relationships, and strengthens a professional's reputation. Clients are more likely to refer business to agents who demonstrate integrity and transparency. What makes steering and blockbusting particularly harmful in the real estate marketplace? Answer. These practices manipulate consumer choices, reinforce segregation, distort market values, and violate federal law. They damage both individuals and communities by limiting access and creating distrust. Why is maintaining accurate documentation essential in professional practice? Answer. Documentation protects clients and agents, supports compliance, reduces misunderstandings, and provides clear evidence in disputes or audits. It is a fundamental part of responsible brokerage operations. Closing remarks. Chapter 20 showed that professionalism in real estate is more than completing transactions. It is a commitment to fairness, honesty, legal compliance, and ethical behavior. You learned how federal civil rights laws, HUD regulations, ethical codes, and professional standards combine to create expectations for every licensed real estate professional. These principles will guide every client meeting, listing presentation, negotiation, and closing you participate in. Mastering them ensures you not only avoid violations, but build a respected and successful career based on integrity, service, and expertise. Carry these principles forward as you continue through your studies and into active practice.